back to the Homestead Nation. Happy New Year to you. Today we got a new guest. This is a guy that's been following the Homestead Nation channel. We got Matt from Southeast Michigan Homestead. I'm Tommy, the Carolina Prepper.
I'm Brad from the Big Family Homestead, and we are here to rock your world.
Hey, Matt, what's shaking?
Hey, not much, guys. Just trying to figure out this technology, I guess. Huh?
I'll tell you what, we've been struggling with it, and Brad and I have gotten very used to using Skype, and we were supposed to have Wayne from Wayne's Homestead on, but apparently he can't find the invitation, and he's not figuring out how to get on. But Wayne, if you see us out there, please look for your invitations and click in so we can have a round table.
He's wandering around the yard in Google limbo.
Oh, this is the worst. But, hey, man, you're up in Southeast Michigan. Give us an idea of what the weather's like up there.
Cold. Actually, it's not too bad. It's not like it has been in the past, but we're in the 20s and 30s right now and got some snow outside. So
it's winter.
Not the nicest weather.
10-4, so it's winter up there. Hey, Brad, I think you found a kindred spirit in the homesteading world. Why don't you go ahead and kick off with a homesteading question for Matt?
Homesteading question. What is your first animal of choice? If you had to pick an animal to begin your self-reliant journey, tell us what livestock and or beast that you may select and why.
I'd have to say probably like everybody else is chickens. They're easy. They provide you with, not only eggs, but a meat source. It's just the easiest thing to start off with, I think.
Well, and they're tender, loving souls. I mean, when you look into the eyes of a chicken, there's not a whole lot coming back. So for me, that just works.
Yeah.
Right. I don't know. I had one chicken, Miss May was her name, and she followed me around everywhere I went, So,
cool.
Maybe they do have a little bit of a soul.
You can't do that with a goat, man. I've been told by several people, if you look into the eyes of a goat, your soul is going to be lost forever.
You got to be careful, man. Petunia's she's a killer queen. Let's just say that.
Well, listen, man, I want to back up from the beginning. You have a relatively new channel, and I've been watching some of your videos, and you're gaining some subscribers. Tell us, I'm always interested to hear this. Why are you doing what you're doing? How'd you get there? Where'd you start? Where are you now? Where do you plan to be? I know it's a whole lot of questions rolled into one, but give us the 411 on what you're doing and why.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know when exactly I started. I feel like, I've always been some sort of a homesteader. I grew up with my mom. She gardened and did a lot of homesteading things, even though we lived in the inner city, so I kind of grew up with that. I've been doing it out here in the country, actually, where I live now, for probably the past 4 years, and I actually plan on furthering it, getting more property, and going a little bit bigger with not only the garden, but with other livestock and other things as well. I'm also looking at, getting myself some property further up north and building myself a cabin and eventually going off grid up there and living more self-sufficiently up there. I'd have to wait for my kids move out, though.
You're looking to do that full time?
Yeah, once my kids move out. I got about 10 years before my last kid should move out, so I got 10 years to make it happen.
So let me ask you this. When you made the jump from living in the city to living in the country, was this part of the plan, or was it just you ended up there because of work, or was it intentional, or tell me how you ended up out in the country?
Man, to be honest with you, I grew up down in Toledo, Ohio, a bigger city, and I was getting in a lot of trouble when I was younger. So my brother had moved up to Michigan, so I moved up here with him, and it's more of a rural area where we're at. So I don't know, that was kind of just like a life-changing choice, but I met my wife, and she had grew up in this little small farming town we live in now, and that's just where we ended up at,
Cool. Hey, one thing for the viewers that are watching right now, if you want to comment, it appears that we have the comments figured out, but you have to go onto your Google Plus page to be watching this to comment on it. For some reason, it's not working through YouTube that we can figure out. So if you want to join the rolling group chat, you'll have to do it through your Google Plus.
So, Matt, one of the things that struck me when I'm not sure if I reached out to you or you reached out to me, but you and I are about the same age, and we both kind of hovering around that 40-year-old mark, and that's kind of it's one of those. A lot of people call it midlife crisis time, right?
Yeah, that's what my wife calls it.
Yeah, but I think it's a time in a person's life, a man's life especially. I don't know about a woman, but a man's life especially, where you kind of take stock, because you're kind of at the halfway point for most people. You take stock of what the first 40 years have looked like, and then you start to make decisions about, is this what the next 40 years are going to look like? And if not, how do I change it? What do I want? Yeah, I mean, for the first time in my life, right around 40, I started thinking about those thoughts. I'm no longer immortal. I realized that life is finite, and I really tried to be introspective and see what I wanted to do. So you and I got in a big conversation about that, and we had a lot of the same views. You want to touch on that at all?
Yeah, I mean, that's basically it. I mean, you get to a point where, I guess it is a halfway point where you kind of decide, hey, I want to start changing things, doing things more the way I want to do them instead of the way society wants me to do them, I guess. And that's where a lot of it has stemmed from with myself. I know my wife, she thinks I'm crazy sometimes, but hey, that's okay, because we all are a little crazy, I guess. But yeah, I mean, that's it. Just doing something you want to do. I mean, I myself have always I've enjoyed the outdoors and making things with my own hands or growing my own food or anything like that. So I guess it's, kind of going for what I want to do instead of what society wants me to do.
So it's one of those things where at least for me, I won't speak for you, but you can jump in. I was trying to search for what happiness meant to me, and I was trying to search for a more simplistic lifestyle, and you get out of the rat race and all that good stuff. And I have no other choice, but it's leading me down this self-reliant homesteading lifestyle that for some reason when I think of retirement or I think of peace, I think of myself out at a homestead somewhere feeding chickens while not looking directly into their eyes.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of it, I guess not conforming to the way most of society is, I mean, I've got plenty of friends when they think of retirement that they're thinking, grabbing an RV and going vacationing all the time when they're 60, 70 years old, going to the Bahamas or whatever. But, same as you said, my idea of retirement is on a chunk of property with nobody around me and, my homestead to take care of. That's what it is for me. It's not so much a monetary thing. I went my whole life chasing the dollar and trying to make as much as I could. And you kind of think, hey, you can't take that stuff with you when you're gone, and I try to talk. I got an older brother, it's a few years older than me, and he's still doing that. We've had conversations, and he, feels the almighty dollar is the way to go, and just for me, it's not. I would much rather not have to worry about chasing a paycheck or chasing a dollar, live more simply, and be happier the rest of my life.
Well, talk a little bit about your channel. If I've not been to your channel, what do I expect to see, and what are the kind of style of videos that you do, and what makes you drive your channel there?
I don't know. I do a little bit of everything. I've done a few. Built a dehydrator and a rocket stove. Had a video up on those. I enjoy taking things that are nothing and trying to turn them into something else. I love doing that. Gardening, that's a huge thing with me, is gardening. I'm like a kid in a candy store, Christmas morning when it comes to gardening. I just can't wait. I've already put out a video on starting some seeds, which I've already started down here in my grow room. And, gardening is a huge thing. You'll see a lot of videos on that. I try to involve my kids. We did a cooking video, and it turned out okay, and just basic homesteading stuff. Right now I'm doing a video on building a greenhouse. I'm building a greenhouse that I'm going to have out in my yard this year. So that'll be coming up here soon as well.
From bad guy to green thumb. They should do a TV show about that. You said you got into trouble when you were a kid.
Oh yeah, yep.
Smoking cigarettes and now you're tilling compost.
You know, I just reunited with a friend of mine that I grew up with, and you know, he just got out of prison and everything else like that. You know, we got to talking about where I live and what I do, and he's like, "Man, you're not the same guy you used to be." You know, so yeah, I mean that's it, going from one extreme to the next.
Yeah. Well, it's called growing, right? I mean, hopefully.
Exactly, growing up. Yeah.
I certainly hope I'm not the same guy I was 20 years ago. I know I'm not, but every once in a while you run into somebody that knew you win, and at least for me, I wished I didn't because I don't want to be reminded of some of the dumb things I did as a kid.
Oh, exactly. Yes, there's plenty of dumb things out there on my end. So.
I got a list a mile long.
Well, you were in a band. You were allowed to do dumb things.
Ah, well.
They actually pay you to do dumb things when you're in a band.
Yeah. Didn't you see Brad's haircut from his?
Oh my gosh! I'm glad somebody else saw it. And we're not talking about the haircut he has now. That's nothing compared to the haircut we're talking about.
You better watch. I'm coming back with
we
the
should call it braids instead of Brad.
Yeah.
Brad looked like that guy from Korn with the cornrows.
Oh yeah. What are you gonna do?
Oh, I think you're hot.
So okay, well, here's the thing, guys. These videos are intended to be short highlight videos, and we want you to go and check out Southeast Michigan Homesteading and see if you like it. Check it out, watch some videos, and like and subscribe. Right?
Yeah, I would say this, guys. Matt seems like a really good guy, and he's forthright, and he's following his dream out there, and I like watching people following their dream. I like watching people trying new things, and it's not going to be glitz and glamour. I think he's going to show you the real deal of how it is from start to finish. And I have been watching your gardening videos, and I have picked up some tips because I don't know the first thing about it. So thank you for that, and I look forward to seeing more on your channel. What do you got coming up, by the way?
What's that?
What do you have coming up? Do you have anything planned?
Like I said, I'm working on video right now of a greenhouse I'm building. I'm going to have that set up out here this year. Other than that, I just play it by ear. I mean, I really don't plan any videos. It's just if I'm doing something and I think, hey, you know, I'll film it and see what happens and put it up. And people like it, they like it. If they don't, they don't. You know, life goes on.
You have some editing skills. What are you using for your editing software for those of us that are interested? You
know, I was just using Windows Movie Maker, but I got this other one. I can't think of what it's called. It looks kind of cool, but I don't like it. I think I'm gonna go back to the Windows Movie Maker.
Yeah, once you find something and get comfortable with it, it's tough to switch.
Right. I just need to get the cool intros like everybody else has now. You know, I gotta figure that one out.
I won't say anything, Brad.
Brad's the mastermind behind that, huh?
I'm an evil genius. What are you gonna do?
Hey, man, thanks for stopping by. Sorry about the technical difficulties.
No problem.
Sure, when this goes up on Brad's channel, we'll add your channel.
We'll put some links in too, because this is Google. You should do better.
Yeah, YouTube. All right, guys.
Damn you, Google.
Damn you. Check out Matt over at Southeast Michigan Homestead, and we'll see you guys later. This is Tommy the Carolina Prepper signing off.
And this is Brad from Big Family Homestead. You guys all have an amazing day.
Booyah.